More than 80 US-deported Cameroonian asylum seekers suffer serious torture, rape. APC screens Oyetola, two others ahead of February 19th primary election. Morocco becomes EU's first ever trade partner in Africa. Details coming up shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Rose Audu, and this is TOS News 360. We begin with Africa, where a report by Human Rights Watch reviews that more than 80 Cameroonian asylum seekers deported by the United States between 2019 and 2021 suffered serious human rights violations, ranging from torture and rape to enforced disappearance. In a 149-page report released on Thursday, the New York-based rights group also documented dozens of cases of alleged abuse and mistreatment by officers of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement against those deported. And security operatives have arrested 7 Ethiopians in Kenya over illegal entry into the country. According to reports, the suspects have been detained and preparations are ongoing to arraign them in court. In a similar incident in January, police arrested 91 Ethiopian nationals who were in the country illegally during a crackdown in Kentigela. And then to bring you stories from Nigeria, the Supreme Court in a split decision on Friday dismissed a suit filed by the Attorney Generals of the 36 states of the Federation, in which they sought the funding of state judiciaries by the federal government. In the suit, which challenged the widely accepted norm that states are to fund their courts, the plaintiffs argued that it is the constitutional duty of the federal government to fund the capital and recurrent expenditures of the state high courts, as well as their Sharia and customary courts of appeal. Defense headquarters have said that troops of Operation Hadinkai have killed over 120 Boko Haram and Islamic State West African Province fighters in the northeast in the last 21 days. This was disclosed by Major General Bernard Oyoko, the Director of Defense Media Operations, while giving update on military operations across the country between January 20 and February on Thursday in Abuja. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Thursday announced that it had deployed 2,822 biometric voters accreditation system for the Federal Capital Territory February 12 council elections. It was reported that 1,373,492 registered voters are expected to participate in the elections for chairman and councillors in 2,229 polling units. Mahmoud Yakubu, chairman INEC, at the distribution of sensitive materials to the area council, said that 12,000 ad hoc staff had also been deployed for the elections. This is your digital-first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you're watching TOS News 360. More national, global, business, and sports stories when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back. In politics, the All Progressives Congress APC screening committee on Thursday in Abuja screened Governor Gboyega Oyetola of Osun and 2 other governorship aspirants ahead of February 19th governorship primary election. The other 2 aspirants are former Deputy Speaker of House of Representatives Yusuf Lasson and former Secretary to the State Government Moshood Adulti, who recently returned to the ruling APC in June 2020 from the Action Democratic Party. Speaking to journalists after the screening, Oyetola said his delivery in the past 3 years in office will guarantee his victory come July 16. And then to bring you stories from across the world, the administration of United States President Joe Biden is planning on splitting $7 billion in frozen Afghan funds between humanitarian aid for the country and victims of the September 11 attacks who have been seeking to seize the funds in court. Biden will sign an executive order on Friday that will allow half of the funds, which were frozen after the Taliban took power in Afghanistan in August of last year, to be used to help Afghan people while bypassing the Taliban. The other half of the funds will remain in the U.S. subject to ongoing litigation by families of September 11 victims who have argued they are entitled to the sum due to a previous default judgment against the Taliban. A French lawyer has criticized the European Union over an advertisement for its Conference on the Future of Europe event featuring a hijab-wearing Muslim woman, Thibaut Montribier. An advisor to France center-right presidential hopeful Valérie Pécresse said the use of such an image to illustrate the continent's future left him speechless. And in business, Morocco has become the first partner of the European Union on the African continent. This was announced at the press conference in Rabat, the Moroccan capital, by the European Union Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. President von der Leyen reiterated the EU's commitment to deepening its strategic close and solid partnership with the North African nation. And in sport, the Tigers suffered an opening day defeat to China in 90-76 at the 2022 FIBA Women's World Cup, which dawned off Thursday. The team, who had a poor build-up to the tournament, lost the first three quarters 29-14, 25-22 and 25-16, but bounced back to win the final quarter at 11-24. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African News Network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube to stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Rose Audu, and many thanks for watching.